Welcome to another cheapwinefinder.com wine review podcast. This is Champion Dave. I decided to change my moniker for 2023. It was Domain Dave. It served me well for 2022. But on Spotify, came across this music from the 50s or 60s from Champion Jack Dupree, a boogie-woogie piano player from Texas. And I thought to myself, how do you get a name like Champion Jack Dupree? How come no one ever called me Champion anything? So I decided to call myself that. So here we go. This is we have a wine. This is a wine I found for $5. I think normally it goes for $7 or $8, but even then it's inexpensive. It's the quarter cut bourbon barrel Malbec 2020. It's from Aldi. So if it's kind of being sold out, I think it's new. I don't see much written about it on the internet. So it's a $5 bourbon barrel Malbec from Argentina. And one thing weird about it, well, a couple of things weird about it because it's in bourbon barrels. But normally with an Argentinian wine, it's from Mendoza or certain valleys, because Mendoza's got the bulk of all the wineries in there, and it's pretty much all the wines there, and this doesn't have that on there. So it's kind of like, where's the grapes from, or they just leave it off? I don't know. So I'm going to take a sip of this. We're going to talk about it. And my review is, it's fun to drink. Is it a great Malbec? Can't tell because it's got bourbon flavors, but it is fun to drink. So we're going to talk about bourbon barrels. So a wine barrel is either American or European oak, usually French oak, but there's other ones. There's like Hungarian oak, there's Slovakian oak. And the European oak is a different species than the American oak. The American oak has a whiter grain. And in a new barrel, and barrels, when they make the barrels, they toast the barrel. They put a flame to it and it just toasted. And how much toast is the winemaker tells the barrel maker, the cooperage, how much toast they want. Different toasting gives different flavors. And when you use an American oak, you see a lot of American when it's 30% new oak, then 30% first or second use, and 40% third use. When the barrel's been used a few times, every time they use it, there's less oak to give off. A bourbon barrel is always American oak, and bourbon manufacturers, by law, can only use a barrel once. So when you see bourbon barrel, yeah, it's interesting, but it's also cheaper. Once the whiskey maker's done with the barrel, they pretty much got to get rid of it. So you can get it cheaper, and bourbon barrels are American oak, and they're charred rather than toasted. And they put a heavy flame to them. That heavy flame changes the chemical composition on the inside and all the oak. But on the other hand, bourbon's usually at least 80 proof, which is 40% alcohol, and it can go up from there. And that extra alcohol helps pull more of the flavors and the oak influence out of the barrel. And a typical whiskey barrel is going to be used maybe 1 year, maybe 3 years, maybe 6 years. It depends on what they're doing. So a whiskey barrel, by the time it's done, doesn't have that much influence left, because a brand new charred whiskey barrel used for wine the first time, brand new, will just overpower the wine. Take another sip. So that wouldn't be good at all. I mean, whiskey can stand up to it, wine can't. So a used bourbon barrel is kind of giving away most of what it can give, but what it does give is going to be completely different than what a wine barrel does with a toast. So you're going to get more caramels and chocolates and more severe. I mean, I got red licorice and Candied things. I got candy cough drops that kind of change things to give more flavor. In whiskey, when it's a new barrel, you get all sorts of wild flavors in there. But here it just gives a lot of kind of fun flavors that you don't typically get in a wine. So you're just getting a fun wine. You're getting flavors, and it's not overpowering. I'm going to take some more so we can talk a little bit about that. And you're getting ripe blackberry and caramel rather than chocolate, French vanilla, maybe some pepper, some weird spices that you don't normally get with wine. Yeah, so that's got some interesting flavors. Now, is the Malbec the greatest Malbec in the world? Probably not, but is that okay because all these added flavors kind of make it fun to drink? Yeah, and this isn't a wine that I would, well, maybe if you're having barbecue, but if you're having really, really good barbecue, I'd probably get a better Zinfandel. You don't have to go real expensive. Maybe this is more of a sipping wine. It sips easy. So, yeah, it's a fun wine. It's $5. It's one so far. It's the $5 wine of the year so far. So that's it for me, Champion Dave, from CheapWineFinder.com. And this was the Quarter Cut Bourbon Barrel Malbec 2020 from Aldi. Like us or like your podcast, if you will, and we appreciate it for listening. And adios. We got more wines coming up like we always do. We're going to have a fun year, and stay safe and warm and keep it cheap. Bye-bye.